My name is Lamont from the GMS, the End is Near 2 camp in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the sincere Akim, laboring, keeping their garments, and laboring in true sincerity and pushing the name of Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. This article is entitled The New Jersey Native American Tribe Taking a Stand Against TP Takedown Order. And this is a short article, but I just want to, brothers should already know, but this is it's a small thing, but it's prophecy to the fact that Esau is still oppressing Israel to this day. You got the so-called you look at the 12 tribes sign, you got the so-called the tribe of Judah on down to Issachar, and you have the so-called the people that was brought over here during the transatlantic slave trade, and then you had the indigenous people, Israelites that basically came over here during the time of the Assyrian, when the Syrians basically pushed them out of their land and they came over to the Western Hemisphere, which in the scriptures is called Arzareth, but we know it as America, North, South, and Central America, and the West, the West Indies and all those places. But so the title of this article is New Jersey Native American tribes taking a stand against TP takedown order. I'm just gonna read, tell you just so you get a gist of what it's about. I'm gonna just read it. So it says, Mawa, New Jersey. It has been a year-long battle that they say is far from over, despite a judge's ruling last month. On Sunday, members of the Ramapa Lenape Nation gathered on sacred ground. And the Lenape Nation, of course, that's the tribe of Gad, because from what I know, the Lenape, so-called Native Americans, they basically were taking, they were dwelling in basically like northern North America, like southeast and all that. And I believe, even if I'm not mistaken, Canada, I believe. But they, basically north, that was their like territory, like North America. So it said a show of support as the tribe faced an uncertain future. It said the town and neighbors don't want us here, said Al, a member of the tribe. It said the roughly 11-acre site off Halifax Road in Malwa has been a main gathering point for the tribe for decades. However, when the traditional teepees started going up, that caught the attention from town officials and those who live in sprawling housing developments next door. And I mean, when you think about the fact that the so-called Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he came over to this land, and everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows as much as unless you were, born. They taught us about that in school. I remember, in school, like during the 90s and all that, I'm saying, in 2000s and all that, they taught us about, what was done to the so-called Native Americans. But it's like they're trying to whitewash, with the younger people growing up. Like, you got kids that actually believe, Thanksgiving was a celebration of, the Indians and the so-called white man getting together and all that. But, as we know, that was basically Esau basically taking advantage of the Most High chosen people, which are the Israelites. We know that. So after all the things that Esau has done to the Most High's people, Esau is still to this day oppressing his people. Why would you have a problem with them setting up teepees on the land or whatever? You don't have a problem with people going camping and things like that. Like, you got places, I remember, it's this place that I went to like years ago. It's called Outdoor World, and it's like a campground. They have it like all over the country, basically, where people could just go and, go camping and all this. So, like, knowing everything that was done to those people, the so-called Native Americans, the tribe of, in this case, the tribe of Gad, it's like, why would you even mess with them? You know what I mean? Why would you even mess with them? But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. So it said the roughly 11-acre site off Halifax Road in Maha has been the main gathering point for the tribe for decades. However, the traditional TP started. Oh yeah, Slack. I'm sorry, I read this already, but yeah, I mean, so it's 11 acres. 11 acres is a lot of land. Why would you? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So it says in November, a superior court judge ruled the group violated local zoning laws that members did not get required permits to put up teepees and other structures on the land. Now this is some, you know what I'm saying, something that the so-called white man does, right? Like I be telling brothers about this. I do like contracting work. Like when you do work, it's like the so-called white man, he wants to get a piece of everything. Everything. For, you know, in certain townships where you got to get a permit to put up hang cabinets, you know what I mean? Soon, you know what I mean, they're probably going to have it to where you got to get permits to like paint walls and, you know, do little minor things, you know? I mean, this is just crazy. So you got to get permits to put up teepees, which are like almost like tents. They're temporary, you know what I mean, houses, so to speak, or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just it's just you know, I guess the hide of a certain animal or something, you know, rope, wood. I mean, it's not even that, you know what I mean? It's not even that complex, you know what I mean? The Gadites, they were good at what they do, you know what I mean? Like to get permits and all that, that's on their own, you know, sacred land that they were gathering at. You know what I mean? They was here before the so-called white man even came to North America or whatever, North, Central, and South America. So they really, you know what I mean, they shouldn't even have to be under Esau's laws and all this stuff, but you know, we're in our captivity. So it said the tribe argued they had a constitutional right to have the teepees, which are used in religious ceremonies. It said this is their prayer. They're trying to protect their rights, says supporter Ted Kruckle, Kruckler, Salakia, Kruckle. As for people who live in the area, they had gone on record complaining about the noise from overnight camping. They also had concerns about sanitation and the structures. Sanitation and the structures. Now, I mean, what does that mean? Sanitation. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Sanitation and the structures. It said the trial in October did not end in their favor, but they had appealed the judge's decision. So, you know, like the thing is, how are you going to go to Esau, your enemy, your oppressor, the one who, you know what I'm saying, has done all these wicked things to you? How are you going to go to them to get justice? I mean, they're not going to give you justice. I mean, that's what our people got to understand. So that's why we got to go to the Most High. We got to plead our cause. You know, like the scriptures say, cast your burdens upon the Lord, because going to Esau's courts, I mean, that's not going to do anything. He shows you he's the devil, you know what I mean? Just like I said, everything that they did to the so-called Native Americans, and Esau's still not going to show you any mercy or anything like that. He still doesn't have any respect for you. So going on, it says yeah, I mean, well, so like, yeah, that's pretty much it for the article. But let me go to hit my scriptures real quick. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 22. It said, "Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate." It says, "For the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them." And you know, this is basically what's taking place right now, is the fact that you had a so-called white man, you know, taking the land, you know, like articles I did, videos I did before, you know, so you had the so-called white man, you know, going to their sacred, the Gadites, you know, the Israelites' sacred places, and basically, you know, desecrating them. You know what I'm saying? He sees oil there. He sees something he wants to get out of it. He's going to take their land. Just like it said, all right, so it said 11 acres that they did their ceremony on. What about the rest of the land, surrounding land? You know that was the Gadites' land or whatever. But they built, it said houses. So Esau, he must have built, you know what I'm saying? He'll take land or whatever, and he'll build, you know, developments on it. He'll you know, real estate. That's something Esau, you know, makes a lot of money off of, is real estate. So he'll take the Gadites' land, build expensive, how high end houses or apartments or whatever, and he'll kick the people out of the land or whatever. That's pretty much like like gentrification. The word let me look that up real quick. Matter of fact, real quick. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, gentrification. Gentrification, the process of renovating and improving a house or district so that it conforms to middle class taste. The process of making a person or activity more refined or polite. So, so it said gentrification is a process of renovation of deteriorated urban neighborhoods by means of the influx of more affluent residents. This is common and controversial topic in politics and in urban planning. So like in Philadelphia. So like, a matter of fact, I seen it when I was putting this up. Like in Philadelphia, you have gentrification. Let's take a look at this real quick. Like say houses in so-called Israelite neighborhoods or whatever, you got them building, like in Philly, you see a lot of signs that say like we buy houses cash and all that. I mean, not to get off topic, but you see a lot of signs up in Philly, like when you're driving and stuff, like we buy houses cash and all this stuff, because you got Israelites that, when they see cash or whatever, they'll want to basically get that money, quick money, sell their houses or whatever. And then what Esau does is he'll buy, like for example, this right here. See this real quick. You would have, see, like these are the type of houses that they're building. Like right here, see next to these houses, these was probably the houses that were there before, but they're building new structures or whatever so that they could accommodate for like college students. You know what I mean? In places like Southwest Philly, North Philly, where they had like the colleges at, they'll buy houses, like tear down the other houses, and then they'll just build like apartment buildings and all that so that they could get more money and basically change the neighborhood. Like you'll be driving or walking, you'll see like a rundown neighborhood block or house or whatever. Then you'll see, a brand new house that was built like, within the last like 5 years or whatever. And you see that a lot in Philadelphia. You see that a lot now. Let's see. You see that a lot now. Yeah, like this right here, temple made gentrification, like around North Philly, like around where so like where the Watchman Philadelphia camp teaches. That's they teach around at Broad and Cecil B. Moore, and that's around Tillman University. So you got a lot of that particular stuff going on too, because they know that wherever the colleges are, what I'm saying, they know that they can make a lot of money there because they're gonna wanna they might wanna they could rent they could turn it into almost like a dorm or apartment, so people would pay the money or whatever. So they would move like Esau into that neighborhood or whatever, take it over. Uh, and I mean, they got like a racket of this stuff going on, basically, you know. All right, so let me go back and hit my scriptures real quick, Slaki. Yeah, so it says, for the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoiled them. So we know that this is talking about the so-called white man Esau, which we know that the Most High is gonna basically render judgment on Esau through the hand of his people Israel, like the scriptures say. Uh, it said he shall judge the poor of the people, he shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. And that's talking about Yahawashi, because Yahawashi is coming back. It said he shall judge the poor, and we know the poor is talking about our people. It said the poor he shall save the children of the needy, and the needy It's talking about Israel because we're in need of a savior. We're in need of redemption. We're in need of the truth. We're in need of a power that's gonna save us. And it says, he shall Salag, it says he shall break in pieces the oppressor. So the spirit of Yahawashi, the spirit of the Lord, is gonna deal with Esau. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna just get away with all the iniquities and things that he's committed against our people. And that's one thing that our people really don't take to heart or really understand. Is that all this oppression, that we're going through is gonna come to an end. So that's why, it behooves our people, you people of so-called Negro, Latino, Native American descent, which are Israelites, and our people that are scattered abroad, to come back to the Most High. Stop going to Esau thinking that you're gonna get basically justice, because you're not. Because Esau, according to the scriptures, is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. All right, so what I mean. I just wanted to bring out that article. I hope this is edifying. So with that, I want to say, give all praise to Yahawah Shem Yahshai, double honors to the elders, and shalom to all you Akim.